Welcome to Module 4 of Managerial Accounting. Let's begin by introducing our module topics. In Module 4, we have 4 topics. I'm going to introduce activity-based costing, sometimes referred to as ABC. You'll review that in Chapter 7. And follow that up with Strategic Performance Management, our Chapter 12 reading. I'll discuss the deliverables. And in lieu of a discussion or project-based assignment, you have your midterm exam. Let's begin with activity-based costing. Up to this point, we've worked with traditional costing systems that assign overhead to a single measure, such as direct labor or machine hours. While useful, these methods are overly simplified in reality, especially in today's complex business environment, where products and services consume resources much differently. With activity-based costing, or ABC, it takes a more precise approach. Instead of lumping overhead into one pool, ABC breaks it down into activities and assigns costs to products based on how much they actually use during those activities. This helps managers see the true cost of producing a product, serving a customer, or running a process. In this module, you'll learn to identify activities and cost drivers in an organization. You'll learn to assign cost data more accurately and use multiple cost pools. We'll compare the results of ABC with traditional costing systems. And you'll learn to understand how ABC improves decision making by highlighting which products or customers are most profitable. ABC gives the managers a sharper insight for pricing, product mix, process improvement, and strategic choices. Thinking of it as moving from a broad brush to a fine-tip pen. You'll see cost patterns with much greater clarity. Moving on to topic 2, strategic performance. So far, we've focused and measured and analyzed costs, preparing budgets, and assigning overhead. But with managerial accounting, it's not just about tracking numbers. It's about aligning performance with strategy. That's where strategic performance management comes in. In this module, you'll be introduced to tools and approaches managers use to evaluate whether day-to-day operations and supporting long-term goals. Financial measures like ROI, return on investment, or residual income are important, but by themselves they don't always tell the full story. That's why organizations also rely on broader frameworks like the balanced scorecard to integrate financial and non-financial performance measures. So in this module, you'll learn to use financial performance measurements like ROI and residual income. But you'll recognize the limitations of relying solely on that financial data. You'll learn to build a balanced scorecard and link operations with strategy across 4 perspectives: the financial, customer, internal processes, and learning and growth. You're going to see how the performance measurement drives accountability, continues to improve, and long-term value creation. Strategic performance management is about connecting what happens in the accounting reports to the bigger picture, ensuring managers not only measure results, but also manage towards the future. Let's take a quick look at the assignments you have in this module. Again, you're going to complete your homework in McGraw-Hill. Nothing new there. You'll do your reading and SmartBook assignments for Chapter 7 and 12, followed by those concept videos to reinforce the topic. Once you've completed them, you move on to your homework problems as you've done in previous modules. Finally, you have an opportunity to apply your knowledge with the concepts and practice exercises in our Annie's Ice Cream simulation. One last thing we have to go over is our midterm. This is what you can expect for the midterm exam. The midterm exam covers our previous modules, which were chapters 1, 2, 5, and 6. Major topics include cost clarifications, CVP analysis, and budgeting. So to be clear, the topics that you were introduced and learned about in this module are not on the midterm. The exam assessment uses integrated assignments. These questions you have to learn to apply your homework in your previous models to multiple steps. The exam is an open book, an open note, and is completed in McGraw-Hill Connect. When entering the exam, please review the instructions because your instructor may have incorporated a time or attempt limit. If a time limit is used, it is recommended you complete the exam in one sitting. Best of luck. If you have any questions, please review our module announcement in Canvas, and as always, reach out to your instructor.